Hey guys, how are you doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another YouTube video. So today, I'm just going to talk about what I think is about to happen in the world and the markets. And I'm already getting trolled because yesterday I put some tweets out basically saying that I think prices in Bitcoin are going to pull back. When exactly, we're going to talk about that in this video, but I'm going to show you a few reasons why I think that. It's just weird that I get trolled for it, and then I think very similarly to Credible Crypto, I think he's a great trader. But then people are like, "Oh, you're only saying that because Cred said that." Actually, guys, please go and just watch like pretty much any of my videos from the last like 2 months, or read any of my newsletters from the last 2 months. I've been saying the same thing over and over again, and I still feel the same way. I am conflicted. I've told you guys towards the end of October into November is when I thought things would start going up, and we're going to enter the biggest bull run ever. But I do think there's going to be this flush out before. But like I think that because the election, I also think that because the macro is lining up, it looks pretty good. But then I also just feel like we're getting all this macro that just looks perfect. We're getting mad sentiment for crypto. Like everyone's saying, "Oh, it's time." Like it's Q4 or whatever. It's October. All this sort of stuff, and we cannot break out of a range. And I just think like with so much potential uncertainty out there, just just be aware that something could happen. That's all I'm saying. Gold's telling us. Gold rallied up heavy. In fact, let's look at the gold. Gold rallied up so heavily. I'm going to put it on a daily time frame. This is telling us that like something's not right. That like, it has historically anyway. Like people might just be jumping in on the investment now, but it has historically telling us that it isn't right. Having said that, we've lost some of this momentum on this trade. As you can see, this is what I was drawing here. So basically, as moves continue to get more parabolic, the gradient of the move increases, and we've lost the recent gradient. And then after that loss, we've then banged into retracement. Let me put it on the 4 hourly; it's more clear. We've banged into retracement levels, look, and now we're still flip-flopping around in those areas. This is what I wrote about in the weekly newsletter, which is obviously free to go and read. Please go and read that, weeklyinsight.substack.com. This is our 110th episode. Basically said the past few weeks, they've been anticipating a slowdown in gold momentum that could lead into a rotation of its market cap into crypto. But the key question is, will this trend continue to bleed out, or will some of the market cap rotate into crypto, or if gold will push another leg higher? This aligns with the current market dynamics and geopolitical tensions. A further flush in Bitcoin could catalyze a rotation, but it could also start now as investors prepare to rotate into crypto or buy the dip. So basically what I'm saying is, if we break the retracement levels, gold's going to push on and probably continue higher. Maybe much higher, up towards $3,000 or $2,800 would be the fib target potentially. And how would something like that be triggered? The thing that I really am leaning towards, not leaning towards like I want it, leaning towards like it's the only real thing that makes sense to me, is something quite catastrophic, whether that's a war or I listed a few things yesterday on Twitter. Bank failure, a Taiwan war, escalation in Russia, Ukraine, a successful assassination attempt, or the Iran-Israel war stepping up. Like, they're the things that I have my eye on, that I want them to happen, but they're what I'm watching for, because this is what I think is going to happen in Bitcoin. Again, like I wrote about in the newsletter, is that when Bitcoin comes up to this level, we basically get a high in open interest, which normally sets the high. And then open interest continues higher, and we get a slightly higher high or equal high, and then we flush. So we've got much more open interest in the second high, and you flush down. Again here, as you can see, it's this little peak here. We get the high, open interest continues higher, price continues either an equal high, just wicks the same, big flush down. Now, we've got this, I thought that could be this area here, because there's a high here and a flush, but then we get a equal high again, but we've got the high in open interest. So maybe price can come up to an equal high, but a higher in open interest, and then we flush down. Like, I do think that we head down to these areas. Where it comes from, where we go to, I don't know. I'm just saying that that is what I am looking at. If we also look at the DXY, For weeks, I've been saying to you guys, I thought this was going to bounce. We've got the bounce that I was talking about. Let me get it on the daily. I've been talking about this bounce here. Off the bottom of the range, I said a short-term retrieval or a bounce in the DXY to about 205, 102.5. We've actually gone a little tiny bit higher. But if we do get a continued escalation, we see a squeeze in the DXY. And then if we look at the US dollar against the JPY, I also have been saying this is actually printing a bearish divergence, so you would think the dollar is going to continue to weaken against the JPY, which is what you would need in terms of like geopolitics. This is why I'm so conflicted, guys, because if the war does continue or something catastrophic happens like I'm talking about, and we do get a spike in the DXY, whilst China is stimulating, it is going to ruin China's economy. Like I'm talking like properly ruin. Or does something come that like ruins that, and then that triggers another secondary event? Like I don't know, because all these pieces like all actually connect to each other. We're looking here at the dollar JPY, and this is the thing that started the initial or kick-started uncertainty in the first place. So like, I'm just cautious. Like, people are trying to troll me online because I said yesterday I thought a drop was coming and we haven't had the drop today. It's like, I don't want the drop to happen. I literally don't want the drop to happen. I'm like 95% spot. And I'm 95% spot because I know that I can be wrong. I can definitely be wrong. And after the drop, even though I think the drop is going to be quite heavy, I think we're going to the biggest bull market of all time. So I do not want to miss that. And this is a really important part of this video. I do not want to miss the bull run that I think comes after the drop. So I'm sitting in spot because I can be wrong. And if I'm spot, I can just hold my bags. It can come down and I can ride it through. Simple as that. But I just have to keep preaching caution to you guys because caution is where I'm sitting right now. Let's look at the trading differences on the hourly. Let me show you the daily first, then I'm going to bring us into the hourly. And again, I'm going to show you why I'm conflicted. This is the daily time frame. This is the liquidity pools. Yes, we've got a lot of liquidity above us, but look how dense the liquidity is at like 47k. Surely you can see what I'm seeing. Like, oh, someone asked me what the liquidity pools were, and I've explained it a lot before, but as you guys know, areas of liquidity are where people in leverage positions will get stopped out or liquidated. So for example, all these people down here have leverage long positions on, and if we move to this area, they will get liquidated out of their positions or stopped out. All the people above us, all the liquidity above us is people in short positions. If we move there, they will get liquidated or stopped out. And 80-something% of the time, I think it's 82% of the time potentially, bots move the price to areas of high liquidity, and you can see it. When the liquidity pools are there, bang, look, we come and test it, and then we come and test it, and then you can see back here more clearly when we have areas of liquidity. However, some liquidity gets left behind, and I've said this before, this is another reason why I'm conflicted, because we could leave this liquidity behind. As you can see, when we got a bit higher here, we started to push out. Like some of this liquidity here, that did close, people taking profits, but then they've reopened those positions again. Right, now let's take us down to the hourly. This is something that's important. Above us, not that far away, we've got all that liquidity there. So do we go like this, a 5% move to the upside, everyone thinks we're back in bull season, take the liquidity above us before then really coming down and taking everything down here? Because there's a lot below us as well, look. This is what I'm talking about. It's so tough. This is on the hourly, look. Look at the liquidity pools below us. If I zoom out, it's going to cry a little bit, but there's a lot of dense liquidity just at 66k. So it would make sense with what I just said on the previous Bitcoin chart, you know, where I showed you the price and then I showed you the secondary high with higher open interest and then a flush down. It could do something like that. So let's just not discount that as well. So I've shown you a few things that I'm looking at now. I don't have too much more to show you on this. I don't want to make it too long, this video. Open interest is high, no matter where you look at it. I do feel like we're in a zone a little bit like this, though, is what I've been saying for a while. I think we're like this sort of area. So we could be close to a breakout, and guys, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. The macro looks great. I want us to go up. I'm just super cautious of this. geopolitical tensions are high. We've got like what 1 month before we see new administration in the US. If you were looking to cause some chaos or wanted to do something like in Israel, who've got the nod from the US, for example, surely you use this time to make your move before a new administration comes in, who are probably going to try and like draw the line in the sand as soon as they get in. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And just to finish, yeah, Cred thinks very similar to me. He's a great technical analyst. He's also getting trolled today. He's actually look. I didn't even realize this blue line is similar. So he thinks there's a definite possibility we could have this 5% push that I'm talking about. We flush down, which makes sense because of all the liquidity I've shown you there. But let's see. But finally, I'll leave you a bit of positivity. I do think XRP looks like it is ahead of most altcoins. And Charting Guy has talked about Bollinger Bands here, and look how tight this squeeze is. He basically says we're ranging between 43 and 67 cent until something breaks in one of those areas. That's basically where we'll continue to range. If we break above 67 cent, we'll moon, and below, then we'll be having a big drop. So that's what we're looking for, guys, for XRP holder. Just keep your eye on everything, guys. And I'm not here to say anything negative on purpose. I'm also not here to make any friends on purpose. Like, I'll say what I think. It's not always the best, but they're my opinions. Like, I just feel cautious. I feel something weird. I don't know what it is, but I feel something weird. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I completely wrong? Am I stupid? We've also obviously got the XRP or the Ripple SEC appeal. Wait and see what the judge says in that. Again, like, I did get a message from a lawyer talking about how it potentially could get settled after the appeal like comes in. But let's see, guys. Like, it's all a bit up in the air right now. I want to be a bull. But I just don't feel like I am at this minute. Maybe that will change. Maybe it won't. Right. I'm going to leave it there. Peace up, A-Town Down, as Crypto Insight UK would say. If you enjoyed, please do subscribe and let me know in the comments what you're thinking, because you can clearly see I'm conflicted. I'm just a bit worried. Peace.